very, very cool. Congrats on the award, first of all. How important, though, is it for you to win this award and kind of raise awareness?
You know, when I joined Faces, really a few years ago, when I started working with them, I really just wanted to give those kids a voice. I mean, you saw it in the video. There's so many kids that go to Faces Camp. There's so many kids that come through, that come through their program and have been helped by Faces, that have been assisted by Faces. And, the biggest thing to me at the end of the day was seeing them live a life that they deserve to live. A normal, happy, healthy life. And, I say it all the time. I don't do it to, talk about myself. I don't do it to talk about my craniosynostosis. Yes, I have it. Yes, I was born with it. Yes, I had surgery for it. But I'm healthy now. I'm living an absolute dream every single day of of driving race cars, or finding opportunities to drive race cars. And, that's me. I want to try and use my platform that I'm very fortunate to have and uplift their voices and put it in front of the people that, and put it in front of people, and maybe somebody out there can, continue to uplift Faces.
And you do have a big platform, obviously, with NASCAR, Comcast, but I want to know a little bit more about your story. You're 11 months old? That's when it started? Like, take me through it.
Yeah, so when I was a baby, when I was 11 months old, I had surgery for my craniosynostosis. That's why you see the scar. It actually goes all the way across the top. We found mine a little bit late. You normally want to find it a few months sooner than that. And that's why, and there's different levels of severity. We talk about, like if you ever go out and you see like a young infant wearing a helmet, you know what I mean? More, that's another case of some kid potentially having craniosynostosis, right? They may not ever need surgery, right? And then you have me, I had one surgery. But then you have other folks that I've been able to meet through Faces, or stories that I've heard where, people are in and out of the hospital, 15, 20 times by the time they're 18. And that's so incredibly difficult to listen to, and so incredibly difficult just to hear, because they're no different than you and I. I mean, they all want to live a normal life and chase normal dreams. They want to go and do normal people things, and people don't look at them that way. And that's what I want to try and bring attention to.
So I talked to Mackenzie in the ballroom there. I mean, $60,000, that's a good amount. Yeah. So tell me, like, what do you feel like this can do for Faces?
Well, this is one of our biggest days at Faces, for sure. We're going to be able to obviously give grants to families who, may not be able to afford surgeries, whether it's, their health insurance went out, or, they just can't keep up with the hospital bills. Or you have cases where, we're trying to put on another Faces camp. It's expensive. It costs a lot of money to put those events on. So this is a massive, massive, massive deal for Faces, the craniofacial community, and all the families that are impacted by this, whether they have it or their son or daughter or whoever has craniosynostosis or other craniofacial differences.
So was it a LinkedIn message?
Yes, it was a LinkedIn message. A couple years ago. It was back in 2020, I want to say. I think it was 2020. It was either 2020 or late 2019. But they actually were on my race car in 2020. They were on my car for my first couple starts, and then they were on the TikTok car. And then whenever I have an opportunity, I always, whenever I have an opportunity to represent a sponsor, we always, talk about potentially having having Faces on the car. And that's just something we try and extend. We try to extend an opportunity to have their logo on these cars. The Reddit diecast is produced, right? So now there's hundreds and hundreds of Reddit diecasts, thousands of Reddit diecasts with Faces on it, and that's huge for them.
As far as, you've achieved a lot in your career, I feel like, just to be where you're at. Where do you feel like this tonight ranks for you?
This is definitely at the top of that list, because this has nothing to do with this dream or this passion of mine. This has everything to do with the lives that are impacted. It has nothing to do with what goes on the racetrack. It has everything to do with what happens with those families that are impacted by this. Like I said, whether they themselves are impacted, or friends or family, or even their son or daughter or cousin or whoever. This is a big thing for those individuals.
Appreciate your time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Show off that trophy real quick.
Yeah. It's heavy.
Congrats.
What up? It's Brad Perez. Click subscribe and watch one of the 2 videos right beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.